All right, we are touristing with our friends, and I said, I'll make sure they're not in the frames. And what did you say, Kim?
I don't care.
She wants to be famous. She wants to be on YouTube.
A YouTube sensation.
So Phil and Kim are some of our dearest friends, and they have taken us here to the Magnolia Plantation in Charleston. And
Not to be confused with Magnolia Farms or Magnolia Silos or Magnolia...
Anything in Waco. We're not in Waco.
We're in Charleston.
Okay. So here are the grounds, and it's just beautiful forested, wooded area. And let's take the drive up to the home.
That's beautiful.
This is just grounds with walking trails.
No stopping. We're parking. Look at these old...
Look at this old gate. Wow.
Like, I can see them jumping this with their horses and the dad dying. And, yeah.
I need to come here and paint.
Scarlet.
I need to come here and paint.
Notice the tree.
Yes, you do. Oh, my goodness.
One of these pictures, like this one, beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like I'm out. Are you kidding me? This is so pretty.
Yes. The house is in the, it's across the
There is the plantation house, Magnolia Plantation home, with all the different layers of wraparound porch. Sadly, some work's being done on it. Well, that's good that the work's being done on it, but sadly for our view of it, we have the roof with the scaffolding on it. Look how beautiful that is. The bridge over the swamp area. The Spanish moss on the trees. Gorgeous.
Paint that. Just saying. Okay, we are so in love with this town. It's just beautiful. Charming and elegant.
All right, this is Bay Street in Old Town Charleston, and there is a cruise ship in port, and so it's Memorial Day weekend as well as a cruise line in port, so it's kind of crowded. I understand this is more crowded than normal, but Charleston is one of the most touristed cities in America from what I understand. So just incredible old town. Really enjoying the look of this. This is an old city with these back alleys. They're just so charming. We are in a place that they call the marketplace, just full of vendors, vendor tables, converted building, or maybe it always was designed to be the marketplace. I'm not entirely sure. But this is just in the heart of the old town. Really nice space.
right? So did you want to come down here?
We're gonna go to that Henry's restaurant, Seafood and Jazz, and they have apparently a selection on their menu of Gullah cuisine, which is a West African inspired cuisine local to Charleston area. And there is a culture of Gullah people that post-slavery landed in the low country here, and so I've been really wanting to try some of their food. All right, we are here at Henry's, and we are getting ready to have in Charleston. Yes.
Right in the downtown, right?
Right in the
Next to the
downtown.
market.
Yes.
The open air market. How many times can I interrupt you?
I don't know, but I've already
Exactly.
shared all that when I was outside.
Oh.
So we are getting some Gullah food, which sounds just like Creole food. We got jambalaya and shrimp and grits. But both are
And fried green
influenced,
tomatoes.
which is Southern, not Gullah or Creole.
Right, we just had to try it.
Yeah. And then I also ordered some Gator bites for the table. And as you can see, she doesn't want them. but Phil wants to try them.
Yes.
And Kim, are you going to try them? The ladies are wimps.
Yep. Chicken.
Your chicken, in fact, it's supposed to taste like chicken. Yeah.
The gators can stay in the swamp, away from me, out of my mouth.
See, I'm thinking the more gators that end up on our plates, the less that are in the swamps. Okay, you gotta love this. Charleston's oldest restaurant on this corner. Ah, that's great. All right, fried green tomatoes with a great looking corn relish. Maybe it's corn and crab and shrimp. That looks wonderful. And there's our gator bites. Phil, are you looking forward?
Ready.
Go ahead and take one.
How you
Yeah,
dipping it in?
eat that gator.
Here we go.
Tastes like chicken.
Tastes like chicken, absolutely. Here is the jambalaya. Looks really awesome.
Smells super
incredible.
spicy.
Diane got the shrimp and grits, and our friend here got this incredible seafood platter. Fried shrimp,
Look at the
fried
size of the
trout.
scallops.
No, what are the fishes?
Shrimp, scallop,
Shrimp, scallop, clam,
crab cake, and
crab
flounder.
cake, and flounder. And then more fries than McDonald's. Okay, other than the incredibly loud volume, what did you think about that restaurant?
It was amazing. It was so good. It was
really
just the fried green tomatoes were absolutely the rock stars. The shrimp and grits was good, but it was, it was probably like second or third of, the ones I've tried on this trip, which, they've all been really good. Like shrimp and grits is my new food group. So
Yeah.
anyway, but it was good. It wasn't too spicy. Some of them have been very spicy, and this wasn't so bad.
So I thought the fried green tomatoes had some sort of a corn relish on it. It's called succotash, but I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I had succotash.
We love a
It was
succotash.
awesome. This is the money shot. Beautiful. Except for I'm going to get hit by a car if I'm not careful. Charleston is a beautiful city. I was told they call Charleston the Holy City because of all the church steeples that rise above all the other buildings. It's very dramatic and beautiful. This is the old Exchange and Provost Dungeon. It's the most historic building from 1771. Apparently at one point it was a military prison, then it also became a place in the lower levels where slaves were impounded until they were sold. So how tragic and horrible. Apparently George Washington danced here at some events, and so it's quite a building with history. We're walking down to something called Rainbow Row. What a beautiful street with the great clouds today. Look at that. Just gorgeous. Here's the famous Rainbow Row of buildings, all the multiple colors. It looks more like a sorbet row to me. Okay, something a little more about the Rainbow Row is that they are the oldest and longest row of Georgian-style buildings in the United States, and they go clear down the block here. And I was told something really interesting is that these buildings have round balconies, half round balconies, so that the ladies in their hoop skirts could come out and not be impeded. They could show off their dress and greet the people below. We are on the waterfront. There is the famous Charleston Bridge. I don't know what the actual name is, but here it is in the bay, the harbor area. And some marsh waters right here. Across the way, let's see if I can zoom in on it, is Fort Moultrie. And on the other side of these boats is Fort Sumter, way out there. But just an incredible place. Incredible homes here. This walking path, arch trees, so beautiful. The pineapple fountain. It's a hot day. Kids are having fun here. That's wonderful.
Here's Waffles, and here's Rascal. Are they twins? Do they look like twins? I think they look like twins. Are they buddies? Are you guys buddies? Yes. You good dog. Yes, you are. Yes.
Here are our friends, and they're taking us to this restaurant called Angel Oak, where the chefs came from New York City. They wanted the low country life, and they started this restaurant with the most creative Southern foods. So, like, guess what we got? Shrimp and grits, but they come with pimento cheese. Who ever heard of that? And then this incredible Benedict with fried green tomatoes.
Yes.
Yeah, Diane's getting that one. And then, of course, we're all sharing a biscuits and gravy, because who has to try the biscuits and gravy everywhere?
It's taste test time. We will compare.
Okay, we ordered the beignets to start with a chocolate sauce. These look incredible. They're round. They're not cut. They're like dough balls. Yay, we can't wait to try those. Okay, it seems to me that Cafe Du Monde needs to come here and learn how to make beignets.
I just poured a little
These are
chocolate.
fluffy. These are awesome.
These are amazing.
Let's take a bite of this.
That's when it was delicious.
They make everything.
This is what
Yeah.
special from Cafe Du Monde.
Open, airy. These are actually less like beignets, and these are more like. Okay, we got a side of biscuit and gravy that we're going to all sample, but that's a cool looking biscuit right there. And then here's Diane's Egg Benedict.
Fried green tomatoes and a seafood cake, a flounder cake with the poached egg and hollandaise sauce.
And then, of course, a side of pimento grits. Oh,
Try the
look at
grits. Oh,
this.
look at the bacon.
Oh, and a
Bacon, bacon,
scrambled
bacon.
fry with spinach. Yum. All right, so Diane, you got to do the taste test on the biscuits and gravy. You get to go first. Just.
Come on.
And the standard is always your gravy.
It has a strong, like green pepper
Oh.
flavor.
Oh, so not your favorite.
Not my favorite.
Okay. Well, we'll all
I'm
try
sure
it.
it's very homemade, but
Yeah.
not my favorite.
Well, we'll all try it and see what we like. And then he got the standard Eggs Benedict. That looks good. Looks really good. And then I got the shrimp and grits, and it looks like I got fried green tomatoes too. But that's pimento cheese grits, so I'm looking forward to this. We just came out of the Angel Oak Cafe, which apparently...
So delicious.
Yes, but I was just going to say the Angel Oak is named after, there is a famous oak tree here that's called the Angel Oak Tree, and it's featured in the Notebook movie.
Yes.
And it's a tourist destination spot in its own right. So the guy who opened the restaurant named it after that. So we had an incident. You got attacked by an alligator.
I had my first, yeah.
An
Wildlife
alligator
attack.
came crawling
I
across
was
our
like
table
at the
at her.
table and having my biscuits and gravy, and it tried to kill me.
Okay.
It tried to kill me.
Now, by alligator, we mean a little bug. And of course, everybody in the restaurant who was working there thought it was the big palmetto bugs. And they said, oh, we're so sorry.
When a bug comes at you, crawling over your food, you scream, you push away.
Of course, there was no food there.
You saved. No, there was. I was like, I saved the food.
Oh.
I was holding it in my hands because I didn't want the bug
She's
to get
our
the food.
savior, too.
Yeah, no.
Nice. So the bug was actually like a half an inch. And I get it, if
It
you don't
was
like
a
bugs
bug
and you don't want them on your
on
table at a
the
restaurant.
Table.
But yeah.
So they were very, very, very nice.
They're
about
good. They
all
gave
of
us
it.
some banana pudding for
and,
it.
And they comped the beignets. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they were very nice for
It was amazing,
for an alligator.
amazing food, but they did have killer alligators at the table.
We are in the Charleston area, and I've learned that the latest season of Rock the Block on HGTV was done here, and these are the 4 houses. I don't know which builder did which and which designer did which and which one won, which I wouldn't want to give a spoiler alert anyway. But here is the beautiful homes, at least the exteriors of them. Boy, I wish I could go inside and see each. Would that be great? But let's go ahead and come down here. I like, this one's my favorite. It looks very Nashville with the painted brick and those gas lamps. It feels much more Nashville than the others. This one with the red brick and the shingle siding and the dark trim, it feels more Texas to me. I saw more homes like this in Texas. So it's kind of interesting how each one, when I go and watch the series, it'll be fun to see if the designers are from any of those regions that I just said. And then this one here, this peachy wood siding, it feels more coastal. So it's beautiful. I had intended on this trip to do a lot more painting, just stopping along the way, but of course our drives just became long and didn't feel we had the freedom to just stop sometimes. And so in Nashville I intended to, and then we had weird days, rainy days, whatever. So here in Charleston, I found this place, Magnolia Plantation, which we've shown in the video, and I came back today. It's a sunny, cloudy day, partly cloudy. And there's so many beautiful places to paint, but I just found this spot behind me with this incredible oak tree and the Spanish moss hanging and the big open green lawn. So let's take a look at what I did. All right, here is the painting, and I think I'm going to stop here. If you put too much stuff on it, it just begins to look a little overworked and crazy. But the moss was kind of challenging to figure out how to paint it. Semi-transparent, you know, at the tips and stuff like that. So I think I was successful. I like to practice a lot more on doing moss. Both Florida and Charleston here, South Carolina, have a lot of it. So I am sure that this will show up in a lot of my future paintings. And of course, there's just so much green back there, you know, in the background, and to try to make it look far away and not just look like a big green wall. You know, all the different shades, try to put in there, some clouds. I'm pretty pleased. I'm enjoying this. So up ahead is the Ravenel Bridge, which is a pretty modern, newer bridge. It's beautiful. And from this angle, you saw it the other day, what'd you say it looked like?
It looked like sails. So over the horizon, you could see the white reflecting, and it was just like the sails of John Smith coming to get Pocahontas. Now you can start to see the sails much better.
Yes. I believe this is called a cable stay bridge.
Beautiful.
It is dramatic. Really cool looking bridge.
Is it because we're from San Francisco that we really get into our bridges, or
I don't know.
does everybody have an affinity for bridges the way we do?
Wow, you can't see the cables all that much. That's just really the triangle peaks.
It kind of reminds me though of the New Bay Bridge.
It has a similar, that's also a cable stay bridge. And so that's a similar design. But they left the concrete natural color.
They should have painted it white. What?
Well, I'm just saying the New Bay Bridge is all white everywhere. We're certainly up here to allow the ships to go under. bike path, but I think on that side they do. I see a barrier.
That'd be a heck of a little walk there.
Yeah, the up and the downhill is certainly extreme. We are in this historic park. You can
With
hear the
some
birds.
very noisy birds. How
Very
rude.
noisy birds. They're going
How
crazy
very
up there.
un-Southern to be so rude. The Southern people are really very polite.
But the birds, not so much.
Not so much.
Big nests up in these trees. And we'll give you a show here in just a moment. But we are sitting in this park on the edge of the bay in something called the Battery.
The most amazing neighborhood
incredible.
and homes.
Giant.
Historically, architecturally, jaw-dropping.
Yes. We have been here a couple different times now. We're going to be driving through today and doing a little bit more. We'll be showing you some of the market area and a restaurant we've gone to. And today we're going to just be highlighting a few other areas of the city. It's just a beautiful place.
Yes.
It's
think
mid-'80s.
I don't
and
think
it's
that
nice.
people have given this place the credit it deserves. Like, as a place to come and tourist and
Well, certainly it's not on our radar in California. This is not a tourist destination.
It's just, but I'm like, how is it that I have never been here?
We hear about Savannah
and
a
all
lot.
of the restaurants and so forth. Everywhere
Yeah.
I've been, it's just been
It's an
fabulous.
incredible city.
Yeah, yeah.
And of course,
it's like
our
neighborhood
friends
after neighborhood.
Our friends are trying to get us to move here, and to be perfectly honest,
Hard sell.
We're
We're
considering
talking
it.
hard sell.
Yeah. It's just an incredible place. So let's turn this camera around and just show you some of
I was
these
gonna say,
incredible
just
oak
show the
trees, and
sights.
it's gorgeous. Look at these stately oak trees. It's just wild. Great gazebo in the center. Some statues set up.
That haven't been torn down by anarchists.
Yeah, this statue was put up in 1876, 78, something like that. Just an incredible park. All right, here we are parked on the waterfront at the Battery. This car has been a lot of places the last few weeks. Battery, of course, refers to the cannons and the cannonballs, and all along the edge they have them displayed on the outside perimeter of the park. Well, folks, we are in the South. So here is a statue. It says, "To the Confederate defenders of Charleston and Fort Sumter." I don't see a year that it was put, but it is a dramatic statue nonetheless. It's quite beautiful. Right here on the corner. Here we are at the intersection of Meeting Street, and apparently, while this was still under British rule, and the King and the Church of England did not like the idea that there would be churches here.
They weren't the Church of England.
They weren't the Church of England, and so all the churches then were established on Meeting Street, and then the humor is that there's Church Street. But at the time, Meeting
when they
Street are
said-
where a lot of the giant cathedrals are, or with all the different spires.
But if you were going to church, you would say, "I'm going to meeting,"
I'm going to meeting.
meaning you're going to Meeting Street to go to the church.
Because frankly, church is
And that's kind of
about the
state.
gathering. It's about the meeting.
I mean, in Southern churches, they still say we're going to meeting.
Yep. And now we know where it comes from.
Like, where can you get away with a pink house? There it is.
Charleston in Florida.
Oh my heavens.
These are some grand estates right on the waterfront.
Yeah, and this is truly like the water is right there. No wonder these people are at risk in a hurricane, because it's like there is no, buffer between them and
Right. I mean, they are set back in the harbor a bit. We're not
But
really
if
on the
there's a
ocean.
tunnel surge of more than 10 feet.
Yeah, and frankly, the strong winds are going to hit here first. So yeah, this is, and yet they built these homes.
Yet they've been here for
hundreds of
hundreds
years.
of years, and so they're doing something right.
But you can see as we went by, some of them had quite a wonky angles. The foundations may have settled a bit. Oh, and here comes the horse-drawn carriage tours. That seems like a nice way, rather than the double-decker sightseeing buses. Get on one of these. That's very cool.
Charleston.
This is some seriously bumpy cobblestones. This is a
And yet
riverbed.
The AAA is on this street.
That's oh my goodness.
Woohoo.
Oh.
This door on the outside, if the door is closed, that means they are not up and dressed and ready to receive people. If that door is open to the patio, that means everybody's good. Come on in. We're here to welcome you. Fascinating trivia about Charleston. This is the tradition.
Okay, we are coming into the seaside town of Folly Beach. And as we're driving in, Diane said, I'm not sure, but that we drove to the Bahamas. It really feels very different. And of course, it's set up for tourism. But there are some incredible homes along the water's edge. Some new builds. And some big hotels down here now, it looks like. But we wanted to get to the actual Atlantic Ocean. We've seen the harbor, and that was certainly good enough, but now we want to go to see the real thing. All right, so for most of the drive down, we just see this hotel, and then we come down the street, and they've got the sand dune, and we're like, we can't see it, but finally there's a little opening, and we can get up over here and see the Atlantic Ocean. There it is. From Half Moon Bay to Folly Beach. Here we go. This feels very much like an eastern seaboard beach with the pathways and the wood splat fences, the built walkways. We don't have that in California that I recall ever seen. Oh, and the sand is so hot. So hot. But the breeze is great. The weather is warm. I bet getting out of that water is wonderful. Although, hardly anybody is really out there. They're just in the shade. And of course, there are the big homes.
Take the exit.
This is Charleston. Yeah, there's the city and the whatever, but I mean, look at this road. Just tree lined, middle of nowhere, and then it just pops out like development, and there's development back in here. You just can't see the forest through the trees. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't it seem like we should have banjo music right here, playing us in to the old plantation?
See the foliage hanging from the trees. We call it Spanish moss, but as I learned here from the tourism tour bus that goes by, it is neither Spanish nor moss.
But we don't know what it is because you never finished the tour.
I know, I didn't. The tour was going by me while I was painting, and so I never heard the answer because it kept driving down the road. But I heard 4 or 5 tours say it is neither Spanish nor moss.
Beautiful.
You wonder what this looked like 350 years ago, because these trees aren't 350 years old. So what did they have here? Did the trees, were they big and they just continually die somehow and degrade? And that's been my musing as I go around the south here. This is the spot I pulled over and I painted right there.
Beautiful. But it's neither Spanish nor Moss.
They'd already said it by the time we got here.
Supposedly, this is a site of America's oldest gardens.
Romantic gardens. The sign said. That's interesting. I wonder what makes a garden romantic versus what other types of gardens there are.
If Rhett Butler is pushing the canal boat.
This is an alligator swamp, and in fact up here it's called the Audubon Alligator Garden.
No, thank you.
I think that's what it says.
Are we at Downton Abbey? I think we might be.
This is the Middleton place, and this is home of America's oldest landscape gardens. Magnolia had the oldest romantic gardens. These were landscaped. So romantic then implies, I guess, more natural.
Well, this is pretty beautiful. That's a heck of a front yard to mow.
Yes, it is. And before you had mowers, they just had scissors. And horses.
I was gonna say they had like the kind of tractor-y things. Beautiful.
Thanks everybody for watching today's video as you're looking at Old Town Charleston.
So beautiful.
Some of the beautiful, it really has to be one of the most beautiful cities in America.
They say I left my heart in San Francisco.
Yeah.
I might have left my heart in Charleston.
I think so.
We're kind of in love with this city.
We are. And
It's
our friends are
just
trying to convince us to stay
stunning.
here.
Stunningly beautiful.
And honestly,
Hot,
we're considering it.
but,
well, it's not going to be any hotter than Orlando.
Well, yeah, hot is hot is
Hot is hot is hot.
No
on the
matter what,
east.
everything's
Yeah.
hotter than Half Moon Bay. So
Yeah, well, that's true.
you know, these are the choices we make.
So this is just a beautiful city. And if you've liked this video as you've been watching, would you please like and subscribe and just share with everybody? Hit the
Go
super
ahead.
thanks.
No, really, stop. Just go ahead.
Take a
Push the
moment.
button.
There you
No,
go.
wait. No, really. No, really. Go ahead. Do it.
We're still waiting.
Still waiting. Okay. Push the button and then the thumbs up.
Yeah,
okay,
there you go.
There you go.
All right. Hey, thank you
Thanks.
so much. Look at this incredible tree. This is what's
the neighborhood.
all over Charleston.
Yes, with the
And-
Spanish moss hanging down.
Which is
looking-
neither Spanish
Nor
moss.
This is
All
what
right.
people learned.
Okay, hey, be good to others. Bye-bye.